flesh, and they're buckets to fill with your blood. Doctors, tell him you got a sore toe and they'll take a hacksaw to your leg. Luxton may be an odd dog, but at least he doesn't burn you and bleed you and stick you all over with leeches. Luxton follows the old ways, the lost ways, the witches' ways. Some of them might add in a fearful whisper. But father would scorn the very notion of witchcraft. People call him an apothecary, but he considers himself a man of science and a humble gardener, as he likes to say. By that he means that he grows all the plants he needs to make his medicines right here, in the garden beds that surround our stone cottage. He grows other plants too, in a separate walled garden behind a tall black iron gate. The gate is held shut by a heavy chain, fastened with a lock that is bigger than my fist. When I was small, father warned me morning and evening never to approach the locked garden, until I was so afraid I couldn't sleep without dreaming of snakes chasing me. The snakes' bodies were links of thick metal chain, and their gaping jaws clicked open and shut like a lock, catching at my heels no matter how fast I ran. Finally, I asked father, why would anyone grow black plants that have to be locked up behind walls? Why not only grow the good ones and let the bad ones wither and die? Plants are part of nature. They are neither good nor bad, he replied, drawing me to his knee. It is the purpose we put them to that matters. The same plant that can sicken and kill an innocent girl like you can, if mixed in the right proportions, make a medicine that saves a young man from typhoid or cures a baby of the measles. But why do you keep some plants apart then? I demanded to know. Because of you, Jessamine. Because you are only a child. Until you are older and have the wisdom to know what you may touch and taste and what you may not, I keep the most powerful plants behind the locked gate, where they cannot harm you. You don't have to lock the apothecary garden, father. I pouted like the baby I was at the time. If you tell me not to go in, I surely will not. If you surely will not, he said with a smile, then the existence of the lock should not trouble you in the slightest. I have never won an argument with father, but it is not for lack of trying. I add more coal to the fire and light a fresh candle to sew by. It is mid-afternoon, but the sky is thickly blanketed with clouds. The day feels dim as dusk. Father must be working hard, wherever he is. I hope it is not a child who is ill. Not that I am squeamish about sick people. In fact, I prefer to go with father when he pays his visits. I like to watch how men thrash about as they battle against terrible fevers, or how women moan and grunt as they labour to bring their babies forth, while father mixes just the right medicines to help ease their pains. But there is so much work to do at the cottage, especially with spring coming. Now that I am old enough to mind the house and care for the gardens myself, father usually insists that I stay home. So here I remain, with only my sewing basket and the wet seed babies of my lovely lady for company. A damp, shaded spot near the stone wall suits the belladonna plant best. Or so father tells me. I have never seen it growing there myself, for I am still not permitted to enter the apothecary garden. It is too dangerous. I am too young. I do not know enough. Father is stubborn as stone and will not change his mind. Yet I want to learn. For now I content myself with leafing through father's books and examining the specimens he brings home. That is how I came to know the belladonna berries. Every autumn father collects the lush, ink-black fruits and preserves them in a glass jar, which he keeps on a high shelf in his study. In late winter, he removes a few and delicately slits them open to harvest the seed. This is the first year he's entrusted the seeds to me to prepare for planting. Remember, Jessamine, father warned, you will be raising a litter of assassins. That was father's idea of a joke, but I knew to heed the warning. When I change the soaking water, I wear gloves and remember not to touch my fingers to my lips or eyes. After I finish, I wash my hands twice with lye soap and throw the gloves in a bucket of bleach. I place a lid over the pail that holds the seeds and the fresh water, tie it fast with strong twine and mark it poison. I do this even when I am alone, as I am now. One never knows when a vagrant might wander by in search of a cool drink.